Hey, welcome back to another episode of Jim Boy's Kitchen. Making stewed fish head for you. I want to show you how to make a delicious pot of stewed fish head. Alright, let's get to it. And these are the ingredients. Some can of tomato sauce, onion, garlic, jalapeno or bella fire pepper. Could we use peri pepper or bird pepper, any spicy substance. This is an option. If you don't want, don't use it. Some celery, some cilantro, and that's about it. Get to it. And this is the head of the fish. We're doing stewed fish head right now. Look at this. Stewed fish head. Fully cleaned up with nice lime, vinegar, salt, and everything, alright? So now, I want to show you the next step. Season salt. I want to build a flavor as I marinate this fish so it builds a flavor before it hits the oil or the stew, alright? Put some seasoned salt. Paprika, black pepper, ground black pepper, bad boy garlic powder. Just the marination process, and that's all about it for now. Turn the bad boy up. Could use your hand, but preferable because you don't want to take chance. There's still little teats here that's not fully cooked up as yet, and you know this head here is salmon head, so it's pretty good, tasty, tender. The teeth become tender as you finish cooking. So I'm gonna cover this bad boy, and it's gonna marinate for like about 10 minutes until I show you the next step. It's been 10 minutes marinating. So with this, I'm going to throw a little bit of raw seasoning inside to start this texture of marination also process, alright? Turn the bad boy up once again. You had smell-o-vision, you smell the bad boy right away. Beautiful, beautiful. Stewed fish coming up. Stewed fish head. Make it my way, alright? And of course, you're learning this from Jim Boy's Kitchen right now. Welcome to another episode right here in Jim Boy's Kitchen. Let's kick it up a notch. Back to the bad boy. Karahi, or you could call it a pan or a pot. Let's call it a pot because I'm making a stewed fish head in the pot. How about that? Alright. I'm going to bring the bad boy up to a temperature, add some oil. Make it about 6 tablespoons of oil. Vegetable oil preferable. Or if you don't have vegetable oil, that's fine. Any kind of oil goes well. Canola oil, corn oil, vegetable oil, all these works fine, but vegetable oils give you less fat, alright? Next I have half a can of tomato sauce. I'll use half of the can. Just put it gradually in the oil so it could begin cooking by itself right there. That's what's going to build it stew. I want to cook down this wonderful tomato sauce, and I show you the next step. Alright, I'm going to turn up the bad boy so it doesn't burn. You just want to be careful not to burn it right now, the tomato sauce. I want to just build an aroma with the flavor, the texture of the tomato sauce. This is just grinded tomato that blended into a sauce and purified by natural purifying systems, alright? Let it go for 2 minutes. Want to interim the turning so it stays fully cooked through equally without burning. Now it's time to add in the rest of the ingredients, all the fresh vegetables, onion, garlic, cilantro, jalapeno, balafaya, and the garlic. That's perfect. Turn it up. Look at that, you had smell-o-vision. You smell it right away. Well, cook this down and bring out all infuse all the vegetable into the tomato sauce to bring out this wonderful flavor, right? So you had smell-o-vision, you smell the bad boy right away. Don't want to cover it at this point. You want to just infuse everything together. Because if you build heat by covering, you're going to start overheating the bottom. It's going to start burning from bottom. Don't want to do that, alright? Want to just go with medium heat and let it just cook down and bring out the flavor slowly. Then I show you the next step. Alright, my advice to every one of you right now, alright, my advice to each and every one of you, when you're making a gravy in a pot, try to boil your water. Try not to use faucet water because you don't want the iron that comes through the water. The water comes through all different lines, all right, all different lines on the pipe and all of that. You don't want no iron to go in the water. So you want to boil out all those stuff and then put it naturally, all right? You're purifying your water before you make that gravy. So now I've purified it with a kettle full of water. So now this is what's going to be gravy. Now, the reason why I'll add water before I add the fish head is because fish is not like meat. Fish is very tender, alright? So I don't want the fish to loose up. When I put a fish in here, I'll do less turning with the fish, alright? Look at this. And there's another secret. Making stew. Now I tell you this. Making stew, folks, you're going to use tomato sauce, alright? There is other dishes you could make, like different ways to make stew. But this is my way, and I show you how delicious it is. Make it my way. Tomato sauce or tomato paste is the best thing to make a wonderful stewed fish head. Now, turn up the heat so this bad boy can boil and become a gravy-like substance. Now, when this start cooking, then I'll add the fish head. I'll show you the next step. How wonderful, because I want to do less turning. Alright, less turning on that fish head. So it will stay intact. It's not going to loose up, alright? So now, I'll let it come to a boil, and then it will start becoming thick. And I'll show you the next step. And it's simple, folks. So whenever you're making curry, then you add curry powder and masala. Alright, simple as that to make a curry. But now you're making stew with tomato sauce or tomato paste. In this case, I'm using tomato sauce. Try my recipe, you will love it. Finger licking good. Fish head. How many of you heard about fish head, stewed fish head? If you never heard about it, follow my step here in cooking, and you will love this wonderful dish. Fish head is pretty good, you know, even tastes better than the body of the fish. At this point, I could see a boiling process going on here. I will let this continue cooking by itself and start making a stew with the gravy and everything. As this is becoming thick, then I'll add that fish head to continue the finishing process. At this point, I'll cover this bad boy now for, let's say, 15 minutes and check it back, alright? Alright, secret remedy after 10 minutes. Want to add some bad boy ketchup, and this will give a sweet and sour texture into this wonderful, oh man, stewed fish head. Turn it up. Put about 4 tablespoons of ketchup. Look at that, beautiful and red. Oh man, you can smell the bad boy right now. Alright, a nice 15 minutes into the boiling process right here. A nice 15 minutes into the boiling process. Look at this wonderful gravy. Oh man, now it's time to add the bad boy fish. Now the reason why I'm putting fish after the gravy is because this is not meat. With meat, you could always bunjal, alright? But look at this. Beautiful fish head. That's a fish head right there. Want to put them gradually. If you could use one of these pickers, that would be great. And you want to put the skin side up, alright? You don't want to cook because this is a very tender fish, and once you submerge it, I want to make sure this is submerged right now. Look at this. I want to submerge everything together. Look at this fish head. Hello, hello, I'm going into the pot. Oh, my beautiful salmon fish head, folks. You could make this with any fish head. All right, my way, you will love it. This goes well with, and you see that raw vegetables that season with it, that have that season. Look at this. One will just submerge, kind of a submerging it, everything into this wonderful cooked gravy already. Oh man, or surwa, you know, Caribbean people say surwa too, you know. Americans say gravy. Yeah, look at that, beautiful. Now, the rest of the goodies here, I will just emphasize it a little bit more into this dish. Look at that. All this wonderful goodness. And just let this, not going to turn it up right now. You just want to use this picker here and just kind of shake it through. Now is the time to play around with the fish head because it's not cooked up as yet. So it's still on the solid side, all right? All right, so as it start boiling, then it's going to start getting tender. Look at that beautiful stewed fish coming up, folks. I know you will love this. I'll cover this bad boy. And in the meantime, this fish head is in there, you know. I remember talking to a gentleman, you know, ageable guy, and I saw him mumbling by himself. So I said, "What's up, buddy? How you feeling?" He said, "Man, I don't feel good, you know. I don't feel blessed at all." I said, "Why you said that?" He said, "Because I got no money in my pocket." I told him, "Man, I myself don't have, my pocket is always empty. But guess what? You're blessed you woke up this morning." He said, "Yeah, but I want to wake up with money in my pocket too." Ha ha. So I told him this. I said, "Hey, sir, do you know, technically you have committed a crime when you left home as you stepped outside?" He said, "Why you say that, man?" He said, "Jimbo Kitchen, why you say that?" So I said, "Don't feel bad. I committed crime too. Everybody committed crime. As you step outside, do you know what crime you commit?" He said, "What crime, man? What crime?" I said, "Think about how many ants or ant we kill as we stamp on it. We put our feet down on the sidewalk, on the outside. So many ants that we are killing immediately." And he said, "But those are just ants." I said, "You know, if you look carefully at one ant, you're going to see that ant moving around with followers behind. That's a family right there." So one day I gave him an example. I looked at some ants, and two of them was carrying, maybe mother and father ants, was carrying a piece of stick, maybe to build a house for the family, yeah. And then, so he was alongside of me. I said, look, for example, check this out. So I took my feet and I killed one ant on it was about 8 ants walking, you know, running around on the sidewalk. I killed one and he took his time and looked at that one that died. Do you know all the other ants was going around it? So, you know, I said, you see, we commit a crime. We are killing ants. They have their own family on the ground. But so unfortunate for them that it's common for human beings to step on these tiny little insects without knowing. Even though, but you know, they have a life to live. They're hoping to reach back home safe. They're running in line, they're running, but we stamp on them every day. So, unfortunate for them, they are unlucky. We are still luckier than a simple ant. We woke up this morning and we're still alive, right? Yeah, he said, you know, Jimbo's Kitchen, you are correct. That's a very good statement there. And from now on, I wake up in the morning, I'll say, thank God I'm blessed. Yeah, so that's a message to every one of you. Meantime, this bad boy head wasn't lucky. Look at this fish, wasn't lucky. We got the head in the pot. But it's delicious. As fish is made for human beings too. Make it my way, you love it. Now, as it's becoming tender here, I will cover this bad boy and check it back in about 10 minutes. Alright? In 5 minutes, it's been 5 minutes. What I'll do is just take this bad boy and give some flavor on top of the fish head by pouring some of this wonderful tasty stewed gravy right here. And believe me folks, you could eat this with roti, you could eat this with bread, you could eat this with rice or by itself. Tasty, finger licking good. Make it my way. Stewed fish head, folks. Jim Boy's Kitchen with you. After 10 minutes, want to put some regular salt now. Alright, want to put some regular salt, and you know, you don't want to over put salt, you want to put gradually, because salt is something you cannot take out, alright? But there is a way you could take salt taste, too much salt taste out of a dish, and I'll show you that on another segment, alright? Look at this, wonderful. Don't want to turn it up too much, want to keep them together like this, or you call it stabilized together. Oh, look at this, how wonderful. Look at that wonderful stewed fish head coming up, folks. Let it boil away, boil away. And you know, meantime this bad boy is stewing up here. I want to tell you, and the guy said, oh man, from now on I will say I'm blessed. You know, I got one for you. Meantime this bad boy is cooking up here, this wonderful fish head. You know, there's a saying. I got a question for you. If, let's say, there's a little parable, right? I want you to answer this one for me. If your mother and your wife is drowning at the same time, which one will you save? All right? If your wife or your mother is drowning at the same time, which one will you save? Answer coming up next. Let me hear what you think, all right? Oh boy. Let this bad boy cook away. And remember the question, if your mother or your wife is drowning at the same time, which one will you save first? All right? Which one will you save? Now, I'll cover this bad boy, let it go for another 10 minutes, and we check it back. 10 minutes, after 10 minutes with the bad boy fish head, I want to put some of this wonderful gravy on top again. All right, look at this. The head is all intact. All right, don't want to turn it up because this is fish. Tender fish head or salmon, the skin will automatically become tender and cook through, all right? Yeah, with this wonderful gravy. Oh, and oh, which one of you said you will save your mother? Because your mother is your loved one. Some of you said you will save your wife. Well, can I tell you, if you said you will save the one closer to you, that's true. Who is closer to you, your mother or your wife? Well, guess what? I gotta tell you, you will save the one closer to you. Now, many of you may not realize when I say closer to you means, if let's say both of them are drowning at the same time, we don't know the distances from one another. All right? So if your mother or your wife is closer to you in that ocean and the next one is far off, you will try to save the one closer to you. Because if you leave the one closer to you and try to save, let's say your mother that you love or your wife that you love so much is behind 100 feet away in the ocean, and you leave the one closer to you and try to save that one, guess what? Both of them may die. So you have to grab the one closer to you. Could be your wife, could be your mother, could be a loved one. And then you try for the next one, right? Or simple call for help meantime. Oh boy, this bad boy is going on. Oh, smelling so nice in here, you know. Oh man, look at this dish, stewed fish head, smelling so good. Make me remember something, you know. Yeah. Jim Boy's Kitchen with you on another mission right here. A pot of delicious fish head. Yeah, make it my way, you love it. Finger licking good. After 3 minutes, look at this bad boy coming up here. Wonderful stewed fish head. Oh man, with this I've got to say hello to you wonderful people. Miss Sarah and Francis. Yeah. And of course, got to understand Mr. Eric, yeah, that wonderful son. I think he is Eric, that loved Jim Boy's Kitchen so much. Well, I do appreciate it to you. Sarah, Francis, and Eric, I do appreciate you folks for being liable or a loyal viewer to Jim Boy's Kitchen and a wonderful subscriber. Thank you folks so much. And I've met you folks at Walmart, and gotta say hello to the folks at Sheridan Plaza. Gotta understand you love Jim Boy's Kitchen. You said you're gonna follow Jim Boy's Kitchen recipe on the chicken curry and of course the stewed fish. Well, here it is. You know, it's 15 minutes into this boiling process, coming up very nicely and of course and deliciously. And at this time, you know, I did not look at see the gravy is becoming thicker, and just want to keep submerging the fish head, because these are very tender fish head. Want to put it in that wonderful dish of yours, very solid and oh man, intact. All right, beautiful. Look at that, delicious. You could also eat it with roti, bread, rice, anything of your texture, or eat it just like so. Beautiful fish head, stewed fish head in the pot. And you know, I must say this folks, you know, any one of you, I know many of you, all of you actually were confused when you first used a computer. Oh yeah, don't tell me no, every one of you, even the professionals of computer today were confused the first time they start using a computer. Yeah, for example, I know this happened to you, right? Every one of you this happened to. Hey, you remember the first time you were enjoying a texting to one another, and suddenly you're all getting excited, texting, suddenly you see the words or the letters LOL. Makes sense? You remember that? Yeah. And you kind of held back, trying to think, what does LOL means? And yeah, and then you will kind of sneak up and cut at your friend a little bit. Your friend probably saw the same word, or maybe not, but then you feel so embarrassed asking your friend, but you're gonna go quietly and say, hey girl, hey boy, what does this mean? Now your friend doesn't even know what LOL means. The friend gonna change topic and try to walk away, kind of busy from the situation, right? Then you might the next day or so sneak up to ask somebody else, a stranger. Yeah, you will now want to ask a friend or a family member. You're going to ask a stranger that's working on a computer. You could be like, what does this mean? Then the stranger is going to be like, oh yes, it means laugh out loud. Am I right? I know this happened to you, you fella, you. Yeah. All right, and then the next day or so, you're gonna wait for your friend to come back, and you're gonna be like proud, and you're gonna be like, hey girl, hey boy, you know what it means, laugh out loud. But you know the friend gonna tell you, oh yes, I knew that a long time ago, I was just busy, sorry I didn't help you yesterday. Am I right? Yeah, this happened to each and every one of you. Yeah, back to this fish curry. Well, look at this stewed fish head. I know what's making in here, though. A wonderful stewed fish head that you could enjoy, all right? Let it go for the next couple of minutes for this gravy to cook down and become thicker. And this bad boy, I'm going to show you the next step. Got some watermelon on the side. Dessert. Not dessert. Dessert. It's been 20 minutes. Stewed fish head is done from the pot. Oh man, make it my way, you'll love it. After 20 minutes of cooking this wonderful stewed fish head, this is the finishing product, folks. Deliciously done. I want you to make it my way. If you had smell-o-vision, you smell the bad boy right now. Yes, make it my way, you will love it. And of course, once again, folks, it was a great pleasure to bring this wonderful fish head, stewed fish head segment from the pot to yours. All right. With this, if you do like this dish here or the other segments of my channel, well, remember to subscribe, ring the notification bell, and press the like button, share like you're crazy, so you don't miss an upload of a segment from Jim Boy's Kitchen. Once again, Sarah, Eric, and Francisco, Well, thank you very much once again, Sheridan Plaza. Thank you very much, and to each and every one of you good people out there, I do thank you right now from the bottom of my teeny weeny heart, Jim Boy's Kitchen, with this wonderful stewed fish. Make it my way, you will love it, folks. Until the next one, tell you what, wanna see? Want to see it? Look at that fish head. Oh man, and everything is so tender. Look at this. Look at this. Loosen off the bone. Look at that. Delicious. You could eat this with bread, rice. Hey, eat it with anything you like to eat it with, alright? Roti, or you could eat it just like so. Delicious stewed fish head. Make it my way once again, you'll love it. Jim Boy's Kitchen once again saying, it was a great pleasure on this segment. Until the next one, I'll see you then. Adios, mi amigos, and goodbye, everybody.